In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can upload files to Baserow in n8n using no code at all. So let's get into it. Alright, so first let's go into our database in Baserow and kind of take a look at it real quick so we can see what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be uploading these files. So I kind of have a test set up here for a business manager that's kind of mimicking a beverage shop or any coffee shop. And you can see they kind of have an order kiosk here, and we're going to be focusing on the beverages section. And we're actually going to upload a new beverage with the image as well. So you can see every beverage has a name, description, base price, and then it has this image as well. So we're going to build a workflow that is able to handle all of this and upload the image as well to Baserow. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first step is going to be getting the form submission, any type of way to receive the input from the user. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to change this to, we're going to keep everything at the top the same, but we're going to add the form title to be Baserow file upload. And we're just going to say, this is where you upload your files for Baserow. Nice and simple. And then from here, we're going to start adding in the form elements that are actually going to match everything that we want here. So you can already imagine this could be a simple way for a company or a business to just kind of create a new item, add it into their backend, and it'll be ready to go in their kiosks, in their POSs right away. So the first field that we're going to be focusing on is going to be the name, of course. So nice and simple. We will make this a required field. Some of the fields you don't always have to make required because companies might not know the description or the price right away, so they just kind of want to get something in there. But for the main one, we will make that required. So for now, the next one we'll be adding is the description. And a key thing to keep in mind is you want the element type to kind of match whatever you have here. You can see for the name, it's only a single line text. Like you will never really need more than that. For the description, certain companies might need a really big description box. So instead of text, we're actually going to go all the way down to text area. So when you go ahead to actually open up that form, you'll see it gives the user a lot more space to type things in. We'll leave this one unrequired just because, like I said, it's not that important. We'll also add in the price. So this will be basic price as a number. And then also we are going to finally add in that file. So we will call it an image. This will work for any PDFs or anything else as well. I'm just going to be using an image today, but I can even test with a PDF as well, or any type of document will work with this method. So we want to make sure we change the element type to file. We're only going to allow for one file at a time for now. And then we'll also make this a required field as well. So as long as we have the name in the file, you can upload this, but we will add in a couple extra things just to make it look nice. So now that we have this, we can simply just execute it to kind of see how the form would look like. And you can see when it opens up, it has the section for the name, description, price in the image. So we should go ahead and fill this out just to kind of make it simple when we move ahead. So nice and easy thing we're going to add is just going to be orange juice. I know all of these names have some fancy drinks, but I'm not a barista, so we're sticking with orange juice. Description is going to be juice that is orange. Price, we will make it $3. And then for the image, we'll quickly just go grab orange juice. Images, grab a nice cup. I was gonna see if that worked, but obviously not. So we'll save image as, downloads, and we'll grab it from here. All right. Nice and easy there. And we can go ahead and submit this now. So now that we submitted this, you can see that it kind of gave us everything outputted in our schema. And then now we can kind of go ahead and upload that file to Baserow. And the way that we're going to be doing that is using an HTTP request node, because if you actually search up for Baserow, there's no option to upload a file directly from n8n. There's no verified node that actually works this way yet. So you're actually going to have to make a direct API call to their server. So instead of going to Baserow, we're going to search up for the HTTP request node. And then from here, we're actually going to stop on n8n and go back to Baserow to find out the documentation and see how we're actually going to bring this all over. And what's nice about Baserow, if you actually go to your home section, you're going to see something called the API documentation down here. And what's really cool about this is that they make API documentation specific for each one of your databases. So you want to go ahead and select the database that you're kind of focused on working with. And for us, it's going to be the order kiosk. And you're actually going to see it gave us specific API calls to each one of our tables. So our beverages table, our ingredients tables, all of that stuff. But what we're mainly focusing on is going to be the files upload section. So go ahead, open up that file upload section. And you can already see the post method, which is going to be the method that we want to upload the file. What's really cool and what's really easy is that all you have to do is actually copy this, the curl, and you can import it directly into n8n. So if we go ahead and copy and paste this, there's actually a syntax error with the API documentation directly from Baserow, which is kind of funny. But you have to actually remove this backslash and put it back down here. Once you do that, you can go ahead and import it, and you're going to see all of these fields automatically populate. The post method with the HTTP request correct URL that we need. Then the authorization with your token. This is where you will go ahead and get your token, and I'll show you where you can grab it from. For now, I'm going to leave it empty, of course. Then you can also see down here, this is going to be the most important section. Automatically, it's going to ask you to send a body content type from data, which you can see we have a binary data file, and it's telling you the exact parameters that you want. So you want to make sure you have n8n binary file selected. File name is always going to be file, but this name is going to be corresponding to whatever name you have here. So most of the times it's generically data from n8n, but for our instance, we actually named the field image, so it's going to have to be image as well here. So now that we have all of that set up, we're going to go back and find our database token. And the way that we're going to be doing that is going back to our Baserow, go to my dashboard, and then you're going to want to open this up and go to My Settings. Once you open up your My Settings, you're going to your database tokens. And once you're in here, you want to go ahead and create a token. So we're going to name this file upload beverages. We're going to choose our business manager database, and we're going to head and create that token. Nice and simple. And when you go to see these three dots, you want to click on them, and this is going to be your token that you want. You can go ahead and simply copy that, go back to n8n, and paste it into here. Now, it's usually good practice. You never want to let anyone see your tokens because that way they don't have access to your database. But what's really nice is that you can automatically generate a new token. So right after I upload this video, I'm going to generate a new token because obviously you guys can all see it. But what's nice is that if it ever gets leaked, your tokens ever get lost, even if it comes to any other API servers, generate a new token and use that instead. All right. So now that we have all of these fields filled out, the authorization, the data, all you have to do is execute this. It's telling us we got an issue. There's a backslash missing. And you can see that was nice and easy. So I'm not sure why they don't have their API documentation updated. You can see all I did was import the curl. And yeah, there was an issue with the backslashes down there and up here, but whatever. As long as you add that extra backslash at the end here, the file will get uploaded. And you can now see the output that we have. So now that we have an output, we can go check our order kiosk. And it's not going to be here yet. Why? Because we just uploaded the file to Baserow's backend. So Baserow has this kind of back end that you can upload files, and I believe they keep them there temporarily for about 60 minutes. So you have 60 minutes to do it or upload it actually to your database where it needs to go. Other than that, it's going to be erased. So that being said, now that we have that, we can simply go ahead and just create the row in Baserow. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Baserow node, and we're going to select create a row. What's nice is that they actually make everything else very easy from here. So we're going to select that the database that we want. So we're working with our order kiosk here. We are working with the beverages section. And now we're going to go ahead and add the columns down below that we want to send over. So you can see why it was important for us to ask for the original things in the form submission, because now we can just automatically input the name, we can input the description if it's available, we can input the basic price, and what's nice is we can upload that image. And I'll show you how we do all of this in a sec. So first, let's kind of start with the basic information, the name, the description, which we got from here. So we know the name is whatever the form submission name was given, the description was whatever was given there as well, and the price down here. Now, when it comes to the image, you don't want to just drag in a binary file or do something like that. We already uploaded the binary file. So what do we need to do? We just actually have to reference what that image is within this node here. So if you go and you look for your URL, you're going to want to actually go all the way to the bottom and find something called the name. So I know most people would instantly want to go grab the URL thinking, oh, this is the URL where my image is. That's what must link it. No, it's actually the name down here. So when you put the name, you're saying, hey, whatever the name of this file is the one that I want to be uploaded. And when we have all of these set up, we can actually go ahead and execute this step. And we can see in Baserow, the apple, oh, actually up here, the orange juice has been uploaded. Nice and simple. We didn't have to do any other work. It's over here with the juice, that is orange description, the price, and that image that we uploaded as well. So you can see that with just only 3 nodes, we can upload a file to Baserow. I remember the first time I tried to find how to do this, I was searching for hours and I could not find anything anywhere online. But yeah, it's way easier than most people would make it seem. And now you can do it directly in Baserow. What's really good and important about this video is that before this, there was no really file uploading to any other major databases other than Airtable. So many people were depending on Airtable because it's just so easy to upload files to them through these automations. But the issue with them is that it's a little too expensive. So if you wanted that cheaper alternative of Baserow, you now have that option of the full integration. You don't just have to rely on the verified nodes in n8n. You can go to your home section and you can open up the API documentation, and you can see that there's so many more options of things that you could do than just the simple nodes that they give you within n8n. Like for instance, even when we go to the any one of the tables, you're gonna see that there's more things that you can grab and more things that you can do than with just the n8n nodes. So keep that in mind, not just for Baserow even, but for any other kind of nodes or companies that you're using within your workflows and your automations. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope this was helpful for some of you guys. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. Helps me out a lot if you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe. So please do that as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.